Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to talk about a Jeep that's been on the channel before, but doing some upgrades and changes for the customers, so I wanted to go over those with you. All right, so this is a 2016 Jeep JKU. This Jeep started out as a Sahara, obviously bought brand new by this customer. The owner of the Jeep's name's Ben, and he built this Jeep, actually got the Jeep for his birthday. And built this Jeep how he wanted it over the years, and there's been several different phases of the build, but this is where we're at now. The Jeep is outfitted with a long arm kit on it. It's got a set of Curry Rock Jock 60s that we put underneath it that are built to the nines, geared 488. It's got a PSC Hydro Assist ram on it. Certainly it's got the frame chop bumpers that we talked about in the other video to really tuck that in tight for a really good approach angle. Again, this is a street Jeep that is built to have off-road capabilities. This is not a full-time off-road buggy, but there's definitely got a little surprise under the hood in the power plant department. Got a Bruiser Conversions Corvette LS3. They put a little bump stick, little cam in it when it was brand new crate motor. So this engine is supposed to put out 525 plus horsepower, and you definitely feel it when you're driving it. This thing is a you kind of use the word. Excuse me, get the hood. We kind of use the word. It's a monster, and it is certainly a little heavy on the gas pedal. Will set you back in the seats. Being based here in Tennessee, this Jeep has spent most of its life here locally. He has driven it to Moab from here and wheeled it for about a week and then drove it back and had no issues. But there's been some upgrades and some changes since the last time it went, and we'll kind of go over some of that stuff today and what we're going to be doing. First and foremost, just this past week, we mounted up these new Raceline wheels. They are obviously a bead lock. It's a great design, polished with actually has a silver insert, kind of a matte insert with a polished face. Put those on it, and we went with the 40 by 1350 17 Nittos. Put a set of the trail grapplers on it. Right now I've got them sitting at about 24 pounds, and the pattern on the tire is great on the tread. It rides really good. Of course, they've only got about a couple of miles on them. We haven't put it out on the big road yet, but around the block and several of those local trips, up around the block and up and down the road, Jeep seems to perform and ride really good. So that's one of the big upgrades or changes since the last time. Obviously, when we put the tires on, put it on a forklift and fully flexed it to the limit straps and the bump stops, and found that there were a couple of places we needed to do some trimming. Right here in the rear, took about an inch and a quarter out here, contoured that down to clearance. When it was at full compression, the tire was probably a quarter of an inch away from what was there at full compression, and I'll try to put some of those pictures in the video. So went ahead and clearanced it more because of, it's one thing to lift one up on a forklift easy and soft, but when you drop off of a rock, there's going to be a little bit overextension. So we wanted to clearance for that, as well as in the front of the tire right here. Took about an inch and a half out here as well. Same thing at full compression, cleared by about a quarter of an inch, but we wanted to give it plenty of room, so went ahead and radiused that, contoured it down so there's no sharp edges, nothing to interfere and cut with the tires. So that's one of the upgrades we made. Next thing we're going to be working on is the Rockslide Steps. These have been on it for about 5 or 6 years. They're a great product. Couldn't say enough about Rockslide. They are a really good product. They are durable, they're built well, and the company does stand behind their product. This one, unfortunately, does need a motor. The motor is weak in it. I'll try to replicate that. If you open the door, they come down really well, But a lot of times when you shut the door, there you go, it doesn't go all the way up. So we do have a new motor that we're going to be installing right here. We're going to be installing inside the Rockslide, and we'll get that put in and get that all buttoned up, as well as we're going to be installing another power outlet in the back, run off of some really heavy duty cable directly to the battery. Customer actually has a small refrigerator for some long-term camping that he's going to be putting in the back, and so we'll be running that as well. Go ahead and get this step up. If you assist it, it'll go up. And once we put the 40s on it, we really got to looking at it, and we love the stance of the Jeep, but it's got a little bit of rake in the front, so we're going to raise the front 3/4 of an inch. So I've got just some simple spring spacers we're going to put in the front to raise that up, just to give it a little bit better stance. The customer is also considering changing from the Falcon shocks going to a Fox. So we may see some more upgrades coming on this Jeep yet before it leaves. But right now we're going to leave the Falcons on it. I'm going to put the 3/4 inch spacer in it on Monday. That's when the parts are going to arrive, and then we'll reflex it on the forklift and see what our clearances are. Shouldn't make any negatives, and it'll give it a better stance when it's cruising down the road. So once this Jeep is done, it's actually going to be we'll do a quick shakedown around here, forklift it, we'll put some miles on it, make sure everything's good, and then it's actually going to make the trip out to Moab, out to Vegas, the Vegas area, and this Jeep is going to then reside out there. The owner is lucky enough and been successful enough to have a place to put it in permanent storage out there, and he's gonna take it out there and enjoy it on the rocks, and then clean it up and park it in permanent storage, and then he'll have it there when he wants to go out to do some wheeling. He'll hop a flight and fly out there and get in his monster LS powered JKU sitting on 40s, and should be very capable to go out and compete and enjoy that environment out there with that type of wheeling on the hard rock. He's got the ability to air down, he's got the horsepower, he's got the air ratio, he's got the strength and durability with all of the parts that we've put on this thing, and should make for a great ride. Hey guys, this was just a quick overview of the Jeep. Again, it's been on the channel before, but I want to talk a little bit about some of the upgrades that we're doing. Certainly, if you go to the Richter's Off-Road Performance Facebook page, every day we do updates on that. So there's certainly this next week, first of the week, once the parts get here, we'll be doing some finish updates on that and have it ready to go. So you can check that out on that Facebook page. As always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in to the channel. Appreciate your feedback, comments, and likes, and continue to do that. It helps us grow, helps us get some feedback from what you guys want to see, what kind of content you want to see. And always remember to like, share, and comment, as well as like the Facebook page, Richter's Off-Road Performance on Facebook. I appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.